Kichikawa-san, thank you very much indeed for joining us. First of all, this was a dramatic fall in sentiment, but surely it wasn't such a surprise.
Well, actually, this kind of decline was widely expected, judging from the decline in industrial production. So the big question was to what extent companies would expect some recovery towards September. And today's number, a forecast index for September by large manufacturers, is positive 2.2. So at least many manufacturers are expecting some recovery in the future. Also, they are revising up their capex plan. So I think although the index for July was very bad, but the improvement expected for the future is a kind of comforting to some extent.
Yeah, the forward-looking indicators are pretty good. Well, I should say they're less bad than one would expect in a situation like that. How is Japan recovering right now?
It is mainly depending upon the exports, in my view, because if we're looking into the breakdown by industries, the improvement in the sentiment is pretty much biased in the manufacturing sector. And non-manufacturing sector is still expecting very, very cautious business environment. So I think the kind of improvement would be dependent upon the relatively good external economies, such as Asian countries.
Yeah, Kichikawa-san, when you look at the manufacturing side of this anyway, are there complaints also right now about, with the strength of the yen, it doesn't seem to budge below that, or should I say above that 81 yen level against the dollar?
Yeah, actually, they revised up their forecast about Japanese yen from 84 to 82. But of course, this is a little bit of a variation of Japanese yen. So I think the yen rate around 85, it should be much more comfortable for many manufacturers in Japan. So I hope authorities, including Bank of Japan, would realize, understand that kind of feeling.
Well, do you think that there is a real understanding between, among authorities, different strands, of course, from the Bank of Japan on one side, the Ministry of Finance, of the struggle that Japanese manufacturers are having?
Well, I think, yeah, to some extent, especially Ministry of Finance people understand that if the yen continued to rise towards 70s, that would be very, very negative for Japanese economy. So they are very nervous about that kind of things. BOJ of course, is not targeting foreign exchange rate, but if the yen rises above 80, I think BOJ could move also.
But how effective is that of coming into the markets and buying dollars, supporting the dollar against the yen? It only seems to have a short-term impact.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. Intervention effect should be very, very short-lived. So I think more important thing would be monetary easing by the BOJ. So I think if the yen continue to rise, I think BOJ would consider to buy more longer-term JGB with its asset purchase program.
Okay, well, with that in mind, let's have a look at the non-service side of the economy here as well. There's an economy which has been plagued by deflation. Are we coming out of the woods?
I think still for this year, because of the yen's strength, we are still in a deflation, although the pace of deflation is a little bit slowing. So I hope that the deflation would stop in the next year on the assumption that the BOJ would be successful in stabilizing foreign exchange rates.
Right, thank you very much indeed for joining us there, Kichikawa-san, Masayuki Kichikawa there from Bank of America, Merrill Lynch.